Last night he cut his thumb opening a can of peaches for me. He didn't wince or pull back, just wiped the blood on his jeans and handed me the bowl like nothing happened. I wanted to cry at how quietly he loves me, how he endures pain like it's just a background noise. "You didn't even tell me," I whispered, holding his hand, kissing the tiny wound like it was the center of the world. He laughed, soft, tired. "You looked hungry," he said, and in that moment I wanted to give him everything. My ribs to rest in, my sleep, my quiet hours, my name if it ever helps. I want to feed him warmth the way he feeds me stillness. I want to learn his breaking points, just to guard them better than he ever could. I want to kiss the parts of him that ache and say, "Baby, you don't have to hold it all." I want to lie beside him not to heal him, but to untangle with him, gracefully, slowly, until our ruins feel like home and our veins form a circulatory system, not to be found in anyone else's being. We'll call it madness. Some nights he holds my wrist in his sleep, like I'm the last light he trusts not to flicker. And I don't wake him. I just breathe and think maybe this is love, not rescue, not repair, but remaining. If I must come undone just to love him right, I'll do it without a map, without regret. Because somewhere in his silence I found a place softer than peace, and I'd rather fall apart there than feel whole anywhere else.
We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, live coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high holy temple and comes into our sight to liberate us into life. Love arrives, and in its train come ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yet if we are gold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaned from our timidity. In the flush of love's light, we dare be brave, and suddenly we see that love costs all we are and will ever be. Yet it is only love which sets us free.
Wait for a love that arrives when you least expect it. Love that shows up at your doorstep on a cold, wintry evening. Love that takes your hand and presses it against their chest until you can feel their heartbeat. Wait for a love that respects you. Love that doesn't make you second guess yourself. Love that challenges you to be a better version of yourself. Love that believes in you. Wait for a love that is here for the long run. Love that understands the words commitment and companionship and doesn't make excuses for their mistakes. Love that trusts you and tries its best to understand your emotions. Wait for a love that is gentle with your heart. Love that brushes delicate fingers over a hand that has been let go of more than once. Love that knows how much you have gone through to find them. Wait for a love that is there through the difficult days, the messy days, the hard-to-forget days, the days when you are at your worst, and the days that are drunk on laughter and happiness. Wait for a love that holds your hand through it all, to steady you, to calm your pattering heart. Love that understands how hard it is having a soft soul in a world that constantly pushes you to be hard. Love that doesn't try to change you in any way. Wait for a love that stays. A love that stays.
They say men are meant to be strong, meant to lead, to provide, to stand firm like unshaken mountains in the storm. But love, real love, is not just standing tall. It is bending and softening. It's learning how to be a safe place instead of just a shield. I want to be the kind of man who sees the weight she carries before she even says a word, who reaches for her hands not just when they are empty, but when they are full of things she shouldn't have to hold alone. I want to be the arm she melts into at the end of her longest days, the kind of warmth that doesn't fade, the kind of peace that feels like a warm meal. I want to know her fears, trace them with my heart, hold her through them, until they are nothing more than distant memories. I want to love her the way the world never has, not just with protection but with patience, not just with promises but with presence, not just as a man who stands beside her, but as a man who holds her the way a mother would, as a man who chose her.
This is the kind of love that makes you feel like you could never love this way again. The kind of love where you're best friends, but could never be just friends. The kind of love that never ends and enters at just the right time. The kind of love that feels once in a lifetime. I think you know what I mean. This is the kind of love that is seen on pages and screens, in dreams and fantasies. The kind of love that makes you question reality. This is the kind of love that doesn't feel real. But it has to be. Because when our eyes meet, it's all I feel.
Till rolling seas ceasing high, the starry nights stop passing by, the universe is wrapped in flame, and there is no one left to blame. Until then, you're my loved one, till sun no longer makes a day, and earth will never get a ray. The quiet coldness of the earth bespeaks a lonely universe. Until then, I'm still not done. Though worlds may die and silent be, we still have an eternity. To be together, on and on, the words like death and dying gone. Until then, we've just begun.
I never feel like I'm wasting time with you. We could sit for hours, and it would still feel so full, and good, and necessary. I'm so thankful for you.
Honestly, I'm in love with you. Is that what you want me to say? Is that the collection of words you didn't expect to hear from me today? I thought it was pretty obvious. I don't know how it was easy to miss. Honestly, I'm in love with you. I don't think I can get any clearer than this. Well, I mean I could. I thought about you every day. Every time that I saw you, I still had so much left to say. But then I didn't say it. Honestly, I was afraid. But every time that you left, I wished that you had stayed. And all these little actions, acts of service in my mind, My words try to catch up, but my feelings have never been left behind. I'm going slightly crazy because I know that I'm messing up. I'm the one pushing you away. Trust me, I'm exhausted, but never of loving you. I have all these feelings that I really thought you already knew. But if you really didn't, there's a couple things I must confess. I don't like a lot of people, but I love you, nevertheless. Every time I see you, the whole world goes quiet. And I'm not really used to this. My mind loves to riot. But not about you. That has always been clear. Because if I wished for my perfect person, you would suddenly appear. I am grateful for you, and even if I don't say it every day, I hope that you know. I hope you know there is not a day that goes by where I am not grateful for you. And I still catch myself wondering if I am dreaming, because being with you feels so perfect and surreal and too good to be true. But meeting you has taught me that sometimes life gives you things that are even better than what you've dreamed of. And it will feel surreal and too good, but it will be so real and so incredibly true. I still wonder what I did to deserve you in my life. I really don't know, but I do know I will never take a single day for granted with you. I will forever be grateful you are in my life.
I don't think that I've been in love as such, although I liked a few folk pretty well. Love must be vaster than my smiles or touch, for brave men died, and empires rose and fell. For love, girls followed boys to foreign lands, and men have followed women into hell. In plays and poems someone understands, there's something makes us more than blood and bone, and more than biological demands. For me love's like the wind, unseen, unknown. I see the trees are bending where it's been. I know that it leaves wreckage where it's blown. I really don't know what I love you means. I think it means, don't leave me here alone.
One day, you will meet this person, this incredible human, who will treat you with so much love and respect that you won't know what to do with it. One day, a beautiful person with soft eyes will gaze at you steadily, and you will forget all the reasons why you were scared to trust them. You will forget the hurt, the anxiety, and the confusion that love has caused you in the past, and you will just trust this process. You will realize that the right person can enter your life at the most unexpected time, and despite telling yourself that you won't let love in again, you welcome it with open arms. You will learn that some people are good for your heart and peaceful for your soul. Some people delve into your life with an infectious laughter and bring with them the kind of sunlight that you never want to lose. One day you will meet a kind soul who might not know too much about love or pain, but they will know a lot about being kind and patient with those that they care for. And it will be those traits that make you fall in love. It will be their heart and their warm soul, a warmth that they don't even realize they have, that you will fall for. One day you will come across this person and everything will finally fall into place. Trust me, it will all finally fall into place.
It's not a dozen scentless hothouse roses, It's not a chocolate box of sweet cliché. It's not the scorching kiss that lust imposes to lead the fired and fevered flesh astray. It's not an aphrodisiacal dinner or sighs and dizzy highs of fine champagne. It's not a pricey pledge placed on a finger, if always means till youth and fervor wane. It's words all selfless souls have thought and spoken. It's songs that soar above the spinning sphere. It's heaven's gift, a glorious golden token that shines its rays when days are dark and drear. It's ears that hear the fear beneath our laughter. It's eyes that warm us when our world is cold. It's hands that hold us here and ever after, beyond the age when bones and hope grow old. It's never been a borrower or lender. Its bliss is given unconditionally. Its flame burns with a beauty, truth, and splendor that blazes in the bond that sets us free. It's rest when we are weary, lost, and lonely. It's peace when here on earth we're ash and dust. It's forever. It's our cherished one and only. Love's our pleasure. Love's our savior. Love's our must.
I don't want my entire life to be a collection of letting go. For once, I want someone to fight for me, to choose me purposefully, and to show me that I am worthy of being held on to. I've spent years being easy to walk away from, there may be in someone else's story. This time, I want to be someone's no matter what, not someone they miss when it's too late, but someone they make time for now, someone who doesn't need to lose me to realize they want me to stay. I love talking to you. Sweet talk, deep talk. Here's what you need to know about me talk. Small talk, big talk, everything in between talk. Wakey talk, morning coffee talk. Have a great day at work talk. Miss you talk, just checking in talk. What time are you home talk. Walk in the park talk. Cooking dinner talk. Quiet evening on the couch talk. Pillow talk. Midnight snack talk. Late night can't sleep talk. Shower talk. Stuck in traffic talk. Just wanted to hear your voice talk. Getting lost in conversation talk. Laughing until we can't breathe talk. And planning our future together talk. So, free for a chat?
To love is not to possess, to own or imprison, nor to lose oneself in another. Love is to join and separate, to walk alone and together, to find a laughing freedom that lonely isolation does not permit. It is finally to be able to be who we really are, no longer clinging in childish dependency, nor docilely living separate lives in silence. It is to be perfectly one's self and perfectly joined in permanent commitment to another and to one's inner self. Love only endures when it moves like waves, receding and returning gently or passionately, or moving lovingly like the tide in the moon's own predictable harmony. Because finally, despite a child's scars or an adult's deepest wounds, they are openly free to be who they really are and always secretly were in the very core of their being. where true and lasting love can alone abide.
You know, when I said I knew little about love, that wasn't true. I know a lot about love. I've seen it, centuries and centuries of it, and it was the only thing that made watching your world bearable. All those wars, pain, lies, hate. It made me want to turn away and never look down again. But when I see the way that mankind loves, you could search to the furthest reaches of the universe and never find anything more beautiful. So yes, I know that love is unconditional, but I also know that it can be unpredictable, unexpected, uncontrollable, unbearable, and strangely easy to mistake for loathing. And what I'm trying to say, Tristan, is I think I love you. Is this love, Tristan? I never imagined I'd know it for myself. My heart, it feels like my chest can barely contain it, like it's trying to escape because it doesn't belong to me anymore. It belongs to you, and if you wanted it, I'd wish for nothing in exchange. No gifts, no goods, no demonstrations of devotion. Nothing but knowing you loved me too. Just your heart in exchange for mine. He loves me in the way he reaches for my wrist instead of my waist, like he wants to hold my pulse before my body. He reads the back of my shampoo bottle while I shower, waiting like some quiet myth who isn't in a rush to touch, just stay. He lets me speak in half sentences, trusting that I'll find my own meaning eventually, never interrupting the architecture of my chaos. Sometimes he touches my spine absent-mindedly while talking about something else, and I pretend I'm listening, but I'm just memorizing the sound of being safe. He warms my side of the blanket before I slip in, and I don't thank him, because he'd only say, "You'd do it for me." He loves in details the world would never applaud, in silences he poets wouldn't write, in pauses that taste like devotion. And I think that's why I ache for him, even when he's right beside me, because he doesn't love me like a storm. He loves like a secret I never want to share.
I will love you forever, whatever happens, till I die and after I die, and when I find my way out of the land of the dead, I'll drift about forever, all my atoms, till I find you again. I'll be looking for you, every moment, every single moment, and when we do find each other again, we'll cling together so tight that nothing and no one will ever tear us apart. Every atom of me and every atom of you will live in birds and flowers and dragonflies and pin trees and in clouds and in those little specks of light you see floating in sunbeams. And when they use our atoms to make new lives, they won't just be able to take one, they'll have to take two, one of you and one of me. We'll be joined so tight
Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like volcanoes and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your root was so entwined together that it is inconceivable that you should ever part. Because this is what love is. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of promises of eternal passion. That is just being in love, which any fool can do. Love itself is what is left over when being in love has burned away, and this is both an art and a fortunate accident. Those that truly love have roots that grow towards each other underground, and when all the pretty blossoms have fallen from their branches, they find that they are one tree and not two.
You don't fall in love like you fall in a hole. You fall like falling through space. It's like you jump off your own private planet to visit someone else's planet, and when you get there it all looks different. The flowers, the animals, the colors people wear. It is a big surprise falling in love, because you thought you had everything just right on your own planet. And that was true, in a way. But then somebody signaled to you across space, and the only way you could visit was to take a giant jump. Away you go, falling into someone else's orbit, and after a while you might decide to pull your two planets together and call it home. And you can bring your dog, or your cat, your goldfish, hamster, collection of stones, all your odd socks. The ones you lost, including the holes, are on the new planet you found. And you can bring your friends to visit and read your favorite stories to each other. And the falling was really the big jump that you had to make to be with someone you don't want to be without. That's it. P.S. You have to be brave.
I would like to stare into your eyes, and I would like to cry, but I will not. I have spent so many years trying clothes on, that when we set our hearts next to one another and found no fitting necessary, but rather we found you slow and me fast, and both of us set against one another in delight, friendship shot full with passion. Oh, I knew then that we have something more than a love affair. When it comes to the future, I would not like our love to be about infatuation, or money, or time. I have only asked you to marry me because it is right, because our hearts fit together like Legos, separable, yet complementary. When I am lazy, I will not be lazy, for you. When I am weak, I will find strength, for you. When I am frustrated, I will find the door and walk out of it, for you, and go for a walk and remember the clouds, and forget my thoughts, and remember my breath, and forget your supposed insult, and so remember my humor and bigness and charm, and forget my pettiness, and my pride, and my self-concern. A breath where no breathing was, and I would like to be back in 2.5 minutes, for that is how long it takes.
When love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold you, yield to him, though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe in him, though his voice may shatter your dreams, as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. But if in your fear you would seek only love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor into the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all of your tears. Love gives naught but itself, and takes naught but from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. And think not you can direct the course of love. If it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires, to melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night. To know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully.
I do not love you as if you were salt rose, or topaz, or the arrow of the carnations the fire shoots off. I love you as certain dark things are to be loved, between the shadow and the soul. I love you as the plant that never blooms, but carries in itself the light of hidden flowers. Thanks to your love, a certain solid fragrance, risen from the earth, lives darkly in my body. I love you without knowing how, or when, or from where. I love you straightforwardly, without complexities or pride. So I love you because I know no other way than this, where I does not exist, nor you, so close that your hand on my chest is my hand, so close that your eyes close as I fall asleep.
We wake as if surprised the other is still there, each petting the sheet to be sure. How have we managed our way to this bed, beholden to heat, like dawn indebted to light? Though we're not so self-important as to think everything has led to this. Everything has led to this. There's a name for the animal love makes of us, named, I think, like rain, for the sound it makes. You are the animal, after whom other animals are named, until there's none left to laugh. Days will start with the same startle, and end with caterpillars gorged on milkweed. Oh, how we entertain the angels with our brief animation. Oh, how I'll miss you when we're dead.
Maybe I need you. The winter I told you I think icicles are magic. You stole an enormous icicle from a neighbor's shingle and gave it to me as a gift. I kept it in my freezer for 7 months until the day I hurt my foot and needed something to reduce the swelling. Love isn't always magic. Sometimes it's just melting, or it's black and blue, where it hurts the most. Last night I saw your ghost pedaling a bicycle with a basket towards a moon as full as my heavy head. And I wanted nothing more than to be sitting in that basket, like E.T. with my glowing heart glowing right through my chest, and my glowing finger pointing in the direction of our home. 2 years ago, I said I never want to write our breakup poem. You built me a time capsule full of big league chew and promised to never burst my bubble. I loved you from our first date at the batting cages, when I missed 23 balls in a row, and you looked at me like I was a home run in the 9th inning of the World Series. Now every time I hear the word love, I think going. The first week you were gone, I kept seeing your hand wave goodbye, like a windshield wiper in a flooding car. In the last real moment I believed the hurricane would let me out alive. Yesterday I carved your name into the surface of an ice cube, then held it against my chest until it melted into my aching pores. Today I cried so hard the neighbours knocked on my door and asked if I wanted to borrow some sugar. I told them I left my sweet tooth in your belly button. Love isn't always magic. But if I offered my life to the magician, if I told her to cut me in half, so tonight I could come to you whole and ask for you back, would you listen for this dark alley love song? For the winter we heated our home from the steam of our own bodies. I wrote you too many poems in a language I did not yet know how to speak. But I know now it doesn't matter how well I say grace if I am sitting at a table where I am offering no bread to eat. So this is my wheat field. You can have every acre, love. This is my garden song. This is my fist fight with that bitter frost. Tonight I begged another stage light to become that back alley street lamp that we danced beneath. The night your warm mouth fell on my timid cheek as I sang Maybe I Need You off key, but in tune. Maybe I need you, the way that big moon needs that open sea. Maybe I didn't even know was here until I saw you holding me. Give me one room to come to. Give me the palm of your hand. Every strand of my hair is a kite string, and I have been blue in the face with your sky, crying a flood over Iowa so you mother can wake to Venice. Lover, I smashed my glass slipper to build a stained glass window for every wall inside my chest. Now my heart is a pressed flower and a tattered Bible. It is the one verse you can trust. So I'm putting all of my words in your collection plate. I am setting the table with bread and grace. My knees are bent like the corner of a page. I am saving your place.
Since we are already on the topic, I casually mentioned that I think we should name the baby Ajax, and you laugh so hard that both your shoulders shake as you mouth an adamant no, your arms waving wild in front of your face like some novice air traffic controller. You later explain that this is not only quote-unquote a terrible name, but also that it makes you think of innumerable Thursdays spent cleaning bathrooms at your grandma's house. And yes, I know, there must be a joke about class stratification in there somewhere. Since the name Ajax also makes me think of that magical white dust in the cardboard blue box long before it does any ancient Greek demigod. But I tend to assume my first thought is not my best thought, as you now know well. I often attribute this fact to my sound colonial education, but I'm not yet sure what you would call or think of it. One might say that this, in fact, is a working definition for love in a time of general disenchantment. The meticulous consideration of all that slipped through the mind's wet meshwork before, minor miracles, like the number of bones in a human hand. How yours unfastens like a memory when I request an impromptu waltz across the bar's threshold and we circle one another, as if swordsmen in the low light. How the next week you clasp your father's gold chain at the back of my neck, call me beautiful in your inside voice, barely breaking a whisper, as if you can't hear the dawn roaring its way through the bedroom window just to catch a glimpse of us here, barely mortal, shimmering at the cusp of this strange and untamable world.
I know him, that man, walking toward me up the crowded street of the city. I have lived with him 7 years now. I know his fast stride, his windy wheatfield hair, his hands thrust deep in his jacket pockets. Hands that have known my body, touched its softest part, caused its quick shudders and slow releasings. I have seen his face above my face, his mouth smiling, moaning, his eyes closed and opened. I have studied his eyes, the brown turning gold at the centers. I have silently watched him lying beside me in the early morning. I know his loneliness, like mine, human and sad, but different, too. His private pain and pleasure I can never enter, even as he comes closer. Past trees and cars, trash and flowers, steam rising from the manhole covers, gutters running with rain. He lifts his head, he sees me, we are strangers again. And a rending music of desire and loss, I don't know him, courses through me. And we kiss and say, it's good to see you, as if we haven't seen each other in years, when it was just a few hours ago. And we are shy, then, not knowing what to say next. I was looking for your hair, black as old lava on an island of white coral. I dreamed it deserted you and came for me, wrapped me in its funeral ribbons and tied me a bow of salt. Here's where I put my demise, desiring fire in a web of tide, marrying the smell of wet ashes to the sweet desert of your sleet. My intelligent mammal, male of my species, twin son to a world not of my making, you reduce me to the syrup of the moon, you boil my bones in the absence of hands. Where is your skin, parting me? Where is the cowlick under your kiss teasing into purple valleys? Where are your wings, the imaginary tail and its exercise? Where would I breed you? In the neck of my secret heart, where you'll go to the warmth of me, biting into that bread where crumbs crack and scatter and feed us our souls. If only you were a stone I could throw, if only I could have you.
We walk hand in hand through the museum. We are at the Met in September. So you're emotional. We stroll carelessly through the hall of antiquities. You whisper to the statuettes, "Fill all fruit to ripeness." They won't answer you. darling. I pull you close and glare at the gallery guard. Hush, John. Calm yourself and focus. I am your sylvan historian. I am your bride of quietness. We will make a foster child of silence. Here, you ask, English and polite. Yes, here by the terracotta bucket. Later, we are back in my bedroom. Left double quotation mark, Keats, with the formal foreplay. You cry that you're still in love with Fanny. Do not say that name. I cannot bear being haunted by Miss Braun in her hand-sewn outfits. My love, let me remind you. I have the Beatles, Nina Simone, the Goldberg variations. You may waste mellow hours with headphones on, and I will send you pics of me naked. Your dark eyes will be riveted to artifice. Fanny doesn't have what you need. Fanny doesn't have antibiotics. Fanny doesn't tweet to the skies. Fanny wears a bonnet. Keats, what are you doing? Sitting in a mossed tree, having thoughts. Are you inventing immortal lines? It's time for lunch. It's sushi takeout. Do not sink in a heap, John Keats. You are tubercular and 5'1". Here is your new fleece jacket. Here is a bowl of hot oatmeal and a cup of PG Tips with milk. Sit here by the leaf-fringed window and wrap yourself in this scarf. I bought it on Etsy. I'm not Fanny. Let me run you a bubble bath. I love you, small Keats. Wake up, John. It's a bad dream. There's no mad pursuit, no cows led to slaughter. Your dryad's right here, shopping online for organic flannel sheets to keep you cozy. I'll be your nightingale in the darkling night. I'll read you Homer till you fall asleep. Put your laden head on my shoulder. Bold lover, that's you. Haunt about this shape, Keats. Tease me out of thought. I will not fade. I will have your bliss forever. Wilt thou love, and I am fair. Fanny won't tie you up. I can. Fanny can't make your poems go viral. I can. I can drive you straight to the ER to save you, and romantic poetry forever. You know that guy who kept your inheritance? I stabbed him through the heart with a pencil. The critics who said you were working class, dead. Quills through their eyeballs. And Wordsworth, who condescended to you, choked by my own bare hands. It was easy. I hate Wordsworth. They won't bother you again. Go ahead, continue working on your odes. Honey, I summoned your beloved mother. I brought back your brothers from the dead. How? With my love powers. To resurrect you through space and time. Don't try to climb out the window. Please pay attention, John Keats. Now let me cure you. We don't want you to die at 25. We love you and your sad poetry. I have first-class tickets to Rome. We will visit the Vatican and eat gelato. We will kiss in an outdoor cafe. The warm days will never cease. My love, we will not visit your grave.
When she says margarita, she means daiquiri. When she says quixotic, she means mercurial. And when she says, I'll never speak to you again, she means, put your arms around me from behind as I stand disconsolate at the window. He's supposed to know that. When a man loves a woman, he is in New York and she is in Virginia, or he is in Boston, writing, and she is in New York, reading, or she is wearing a sweater and sunglasses in Balboa Park, and he is raking leaves in Ithaca, or he is driving to East Hampton, and she is standing disconsolate at the window overlooking the bay, where a regatta of many-colored sails is going on, while he is stuck in traffic on the Long Island Expressway. When a woman loves a man, it is 1:10 in the morning. She is asleep. He is watching the ball scores and eating pretzels, drinking lemonade. And 2 hours later, he wakes up and staggers into bed, where she remains asleep and very warm. When she says tomorrow, she means in 3 or 4 weeks. When she says, "We're talking about Mina," he stops talking. Her best friend comes over and says, "Did somebody die?" When a woman loves a man, they have gone to swim naked in the stream on a glorious July day, with the sound of the waterfall like a chuckle of water rushing over smooth rocks, and there is nothing alien in the universe. Ripe apples fall about them. What else can they do but eat? When he says, "Ours is a transitional era," "That's very original of you," she replies, dry as the martini he is sipping. They fight all the time. It's fun. What do I owe you? Let's start with an apology. Okay, I'm sorry, you dickhead. The sign is held up saying, "Laughter. It's a silent picture. I've been fucked without a kiss," she says. And you can quote me on that, which sounds great in an English accent. One year they broke up 7 times and threatened to do it another 9 times. When a woman loves a man, she wants him to meet her at the airport in a foreign country with a jeep. When a man loves a woman, he's there. He doesn't complain that she's 2 hours late and there's nothing in the refrigerator. When a woman loves a man, she wants to stay awake. She's like a child crying at nightfall because she didn't want the day to end. When a man loves a woman, he watches her sleep, thinking, as midnight to the moon is sleep to the beloved. 1,000 fireflies wink at him. The frogs sound like the string section of the orchestra warming up. The stars dangle down like earrings the shape of grapes. A life alone is at its center bare, a quiet conversation with myself, a single, threadbare suit I always wear, a volume set aside upon life's shelf. A time or two fate's hands would find me paired, awakening to partnership each day, a couple time where thoughts and deeds were shared, an interlude that kept dark thoughts at bay. A pleasure past as left as disposed, an absence added to my solitude. As life is loaned by time then repossessed, a canvas bright at birth becomes gray-hued. To once more find a love would ease my soul, to have a peer to hold would make life whole. We had so much in common, that was clear from the start. A marriage of souls, like the Beauvoir and Sartre. The connection was instant, almost irrational, simply simpatico, fully compatible. You confessed you loved winter, North Yorkshire, and cats. Me too, I responded. How amazing is that? You were wild about Wharton. You loved Ethan Frame. His best, I said, thinking I'd read him when home. You praised a revival of Pinter's Dumb later. I nodded alone. I should Google that later. The discussion then turned to things that you hated. Tarantino, you thought, was quite overrated. You make some good points, I eventually said. I could always hide that box set under my bed. You spoke of a loathing of poetry that rhymed, And I said, yes, that stuff's awful.
My own dear love, he is strong and bold, and he cares not what comes after. His words ring sweet as a chime of gold, and his eyes are lit with laughter. He is jubilant as a flag unfurled. Oh, a girl, she'd not forget him. My own dear love, he is all my world, and I wish I'd never met him. My love, he's mad, and my love, he's fleet, and a wild young wood thing bore him. The ways are fair to his roaming feet, and the skies are sunlit for him. As sharply sweet to my heart he seems, as the fragrance of acacia. My own dear love, he is all my dreams, and I wish he were in Asia. My love runs by like a day in June, and he makes no friends of sorrows. He'll tread his galloping rigadoon in the pathway of the morrows. He'll live his days where the sunbeams start, nor could storm or wind uproot him. My own dear love, he is all my heart, and I wish somebody'd shoot him.
You don't understand, he whispered once, forehead pressed to my spine.
I don't want to need you. I just do. I just need you. And now, everything I believe in must pass through the trial of your presence.
He watches me sleep like he's trying to solve something in him, something old, something that's been tormenting him for years, something homeless. Every time he holds my hand, it's not with desire, but with the ache of a man who has finally found the question that ruins his logic. He tells me that my laughter frightens him because it makes him believe in things he had long decided were illusions. Peace, permanence, softness without cost. He doesn't look at my body with lust, rather with the reverence of a man realizing the prison cell he was thrown into has windows. And when I speak, he listens like a man being dragged out of hell by a thread, so cautious and terrified that the voice might vanish. He loves me in the way he touches my throat when I'm speaking. No, not for affection, but to feel the words before they come into existence. He tells me things no one should ever say out loud, about power, about shame, about childhood, about home, and asks me to hold his arm afterward, like this mere contract will absolve him. He says, forever, by tightening my seatbelt and writing my grocery list, by praying against entropy, against chaos, against lawlessness, against death itself. He loves me with his messy precision, as if loving me correctly might prove something to the world, as if I am his last moral experiment, his last hope, his last everything.
If someone cares about you, they will make time for you. You won't sit there and wonder what you mean to them because they haven't replied to your messages. You won't lose sleep over the way that they treat you, hot one day and cold the next. You won't fret or worry about whether they will change their mind and leave you. You will just know, because they will be honest about their feelings. They will reply their text messages with just as much enthusiasm as they did the first time. They will always be on the other end of the phone. And if they can't be, then they will let you know that even though they're busy, they're still thinking of you. They will treat you with just as much love and care as you give them, and they will never leave you wondering. You will never be confused about what your place in their life is. If someone cares about you, the amount of effort that they put into you won't decrease once you're together. In fact, it will get deeper, stronger, more consistent. If someone really cares about you, they will never leave you feeling empty or unloved. Believe me, they won't.